Hola, chicos y chicos. Feliz Año Nuevo. Are we so excited to be hitting 2017? You may have to endure a little bit more of my Spanglish for the next little while, and I'll apologize for that. I just finished the most fabulous couple weeks of having my most important people in the whole world home with me. So I was able to have all four of my adult children home for the holidays, and we got to just be together as a family. And those of you that know a little bit about our family history, you know we spent 10 years in California, and that my kids did like this dual immersion program. So when we moved here to Idaho, it's been 9 years ago, they were all fluent and bilingual. So they were all fluent in Spanish and bilingual. And after that, as they've all grown up and gone away, you also know that two of my boys served Spanish-speaking missions in South America. So I'm going to be speaking some pretty ugly Spanglish for the next little while, partly because I've had them all home, and the boys brought a friend who lived in an apartment building that was close to them, and she was from Chile, and she wasn't able to go home for the holidays. And I love the fact that my sons could not stand to see someone who wasn't surrounded by a family for the holidays. So they brought her home. So there's been a lot of Spanish at my house for the past couple weeks. And I'm doing a tiny bit of lamenting that it's gone now and it's not here. I suppose I could go out and speak to my husband in Spanish. He speaks Spanish too. He wouldn't appreciate it. He would probably just laugh at me or maybe roll his eyes. But you might hear a little bit coming from me. I sent my my last two kids back to Utah this morning. I spent all morning momming at the Walmart Tire Center to put 4 new tires on my oldest daughter's car so that they could get back to Utah safely, because they have a very important job and assignment starting at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So I might have to be throwing in a little Spanglish here and there. So thanks for bearing with me and kind of, appreciating my sense of humor. I actually am super thankful that Shalene threw down a little challenge for us today, because I wouldn't probably have come onto this page live and shared with you. And I also feel like I share my why a lot, on my blog and in other posts and other things with my team and my company. So I don't feel like I have to put it out there a lot. However, over the holidays, I was given this gift by a really dear friend. And this gift has brought me back to a time like 5.5 years ago before Posh launched. And I've thought about it a lot. The gift she gave me was this book called What Do You Do with an Idea? And I've probably read this 10 times, can't read it in Spanglish, haven't translated it yet. I'll work on that one for y'all, and I'll come on and read it to you in Spanglish next time. But if you'll indulge me, can I share it with you really quick? Because I think you'll understand really quick why it made me think about why I'm doing Perfectly Posh and what's led us to where we are today. So, what do you do with an idea? One day, I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered. What do you do with an idea? At first, I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. But it followed me. I worried what others would think. What would people say about my ideas? I tried to keep it to myself. I hid it away and didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. But there was something magical about my idea. I had to admit, I felt better and happier when it was around. it wanted food. It wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. It grew bigger and we became friends. I showed it to other people, even though I was afraid of what they would say. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid they would think it was silly, and many of them did. They said it was no good. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of time and that it would never become anything. And at first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up on my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do, and it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. I decided to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food, I worked with it, I played with it, but most of all, I gave it my attention. My idea grew, and so did my love for it. I built it a new house, one with an open roof where it could look up at the stars, a place where it could be safe to dream. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands because, it said, it is good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Then one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my very eyes. It spread its wings, took flight, and burst into the sky. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore. It was now a part of everything. And then I realized what you do with an idea, you change the world. So I get this book and I read it and I just can't get out and away from the memory of about 5.5 years ago, sitting in the living room across the street where super good friend of mine lived and hearing about this idea and contemplating, where did this idea fit in my world? And that's just it. It did fit in my world. Even if people would say, that's weird, that's not right, it fit because there were so many things about this idea that were so important and so worth it. And I bought into this idea and I made it mine as well. And I took that piece that I could take that was mine and I fed it and I gave it attention and I worked with it and I played with it. And I came to love it in a way that you can only love something that you have invested so much in. And I think back about why we did what we were doing. Why did we even take the time and energy and the money and the investment to create Posh in the first place? And it was because it was this idea that needed to go from being here to being everywhere. The direct sales business was so full of this catty, ugly culture that was full of backbiting and competition. And we said, we can do it better. There are all these women running around the world wearing superhero capes. They're doing amazing things. They're spinning. I remember reading the first Y that Anne wrote. They're spinning all these plates. They don't even know they're doing it. But you throw them another plate and they catch it on their heel and there they go, right? They just do it with ease and with grace and they don't even know how miraculous it is what they're doing. But we see it and we know. And they deserve to know that too. They deserve to know how amazing they are. And so we've taken this idea and we've grown it and we've loved it. Sam and Gaia and Joni, we want you to know how excited we are for you to be a part of that. And we hope you buy in to this idea too, that we can take something that's so amazing and magical and that deserves to explode and be everywhere and to bless lots of lives. It didn't make any sense for someone like me to you know, leave a potential career or to leave a former career, however you want to say it. You can all go read my story. It didn't make sense for me to be putting all my time and energy in a direct sales business when I could go out and command 6 figures from corporate America. It just didn't make sense. But guess what? It didn't have to make sense to anyone else. It made sense to me in my heart and in my gut. And that's how I knew it was awesome and amazing. Hope you guys figure out how awesome and amazing this thing that we call Perfectly Posh is. And I hope that it becomes evident how much we love it. In fact, we got nothing but love for it. And we see great things coming. We're excited for the changes that you're going to make this year, for the contributions that you'll bring to the table that will enhance everything that we've poured heart and soul and energy and love into. And we're right there, ready to link arms and make great things happen. But we want to make sure that you remember where we came from in terms of this one little idea. And we hope that you know about all the love and the energy that's already been poured into it, and we can honor that together. Let's make it a great year, full of nothing but love. Feliz Año Nuevo. I think I said it right. It's proper Spanglish anyway. Love to you all. Thanks for being my Posh family, and we'll catch you on the other side.